Three boys A, B and C decide to walk on straight tracks parallel to a power line in which poles are 18 meters apart. So these are poles and separation between any two poles is 18 meters. Boys A and B walk on the same track while C on a different track in the same direction with velocities 4, 2 and 2. Okay, so A and B, they move on this track, A with speed 4, B with speed 2 and C with speed 2, and C is moving on this track. The track of boys A and B is equidistant from the power line and from the track of boy C. So the middle track is equidistant from the other two tracks. In the beginning, all the boys and one of the poles are in a line that is perpendicular to the power line. Draw a graph to show how does number of poles that the boy C can see through. The space between A and B will vary with time. Okay. So the question is that we have to find how many poles are seen to the boy C between the two boys A and B in that window. Okay, so this is the question. Let's see how to tackle it. So these are the three tracks. I am drawing the situation as seen by the boy C. So this whole situation is seen by this boy C. And how does that situation look like? Is like this. The boy will see himself as at rest. He will see B also at rest because both are moving with same velocity. So relatively, boy C will see boy B to be at rest. And with respect to C, A will move with a speed 2 meters per second. And with respect to this point, this boy C, all these poles will move with a velocity 2 meters per second in opposite direction, all these poles. This is a line through C and B, it's a straight line. And suppose it cuts the line of poles at N. This is another line, this is line joining C, A and it is extended. And suppose this point here is M. Given that A is moving with speed 2 meters per second with respect to C. So if this point moves with speed 2, this point will move with speed 4. So this is a triangle, blue triangle, this is a yellow triangle, and the yellow triangle is half the size of blue triangle. So therefore this side, BA side, is half the side of NM always. So if A moves with speed 2 meters per second, M moves with speed 4 meters per second. This is the window, and boy C has to count how many poles are there in this red window. So these poles, initially this M was at the position of N and poles were 18 meters apart. Point M is moving in this direction with 4 while poles are moving opposite with speed 2. So M and N, they are coming close to each other with speed 6. So the distance between them was initially 18. So M was initially here at the position of N. First pole was 18 meters apart. The second pole was at a distance of 36. Third at a distance of 54 and so on. So initially the position of M was here at the position of N, and the poles were at a separation of 18 N, where N is 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And the separation between M and P is decreasing with the rate 6. So in a way, M and P are coming closer with this rate, with a rate of 6 meters per second. So the time when P and M meet is 18N divided by 6. And if you put the value of N equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4, these are the times which we get. So after 3 seconds, first pole will cross M. After 6 seconds, second pole will cross. 9 seconds, third pole will cross M. And every time a pole crosses M, number of poles in this window, the window from N to M, that count increases by 1. But there's one more thing. Poles are moving like this and they will cross N as well. And whenever a pole crosses N, that pole will go out of this window. So N is a fixed point. N is the point where this BC line goes and cuts this pole. So this N is fixed. as with respect to C. So the poles are moving with 2, n is fixed, so the separation decreases with the rate 2 meter per second, and the separation is in the multiple of 18 meters. So every time a pole crosses n is given by this expression. So that time is 18n divided by 2, because n is fixed, p is moving with 2. So that first 18 meter will be covered with first 18 meter will be covered in a time 18 by 2. Second pole will cross this n in a time 18 into 2, that is a distance of second pole from n, and that is divided by 2, and so on. And these times will be 9, 18, 27. So at these times, at the end of 9 seconds, one pole will cross n, and that pole will be out of this window, nm window. At 18 seconds, another pole will cross n. At 27, third pole will cross n, and so on. So at these times, 3, 6, 9, and 12, poles will cross m and come into the window. At these times, pole will cross n and will go out of the window. So at these times, 3, 6, 9, 12, the count of poles in this window will increase by 1, while at these times 9, 18, and 27, the count of poles in this window will decrease by 1. So the graph will be like this. On this vertical line, we have number of poles in the window, and on this horizontal line, we have time. So after 3 seconds, the count will increase by 1. After this 3 seconds, after 6 seconds, it will further increase by 1. And after 9 seconds, there will be no change, because it will increase by 1 and it will decrease by 1 as well. So nullifying each other. So at 9 seconds, there is no change in count of poles. So there, similarly at 12 seconds, there will be an increase in number of pole, and so on. So the graph will be like this. Again at 18 seconds, 18 will be present in T1 and as well as in T2. So at 18 seconds, there will be no change, and so on. So this is how the graph will be between the number of poles and the time. Okay, thank you.